Tootie Show.
Bitch, I'm a daredevil. Evil can evil. See no evil, hear the evil. I see dead people. 9 million. 30 round. I'm a hub, blow your fucking house down. Bitch, I'm a daredevil. Evil can evil. See no evil, hear no evil. I see dead people. 9 million. 30 round. I'm a hub, blow your fucking house down. Welcome to the terror dome. 4-5 chrome. Bullets flying like stones at your collarbone. Laying in your fucking bushes. Waiting for the kill. Knock, knock, open up. Shit done got real. Born in a slaughterhouse. I got no mind. I don't waste time. You get face line, bitch. I be drumming like the drummer boy. Silencer on that deck. It make no noise, yeah. True to my religion like Dick Chain. I'm a motherfucking animal. Thin range. Eat your motherfucking face. Hannibal. Chop and go. Da da da. Dismantle you. Bitch, I'm a daredevil. Evil can evil. See no evil, hear no evil. I see dead people. 9 million. 30 round. I'm a hub, blow your fucking house down. Bitch, I'm a daredevil. Evil can evil. See no evil, hear no evil. I see dead people. 9 million. 30 round. I'm a hub, blow your fucking house down. Ace of church house, mouse at your back door. Hit the floor, me and bro, finna unload. Bitch, I ain't come to play, and I ain't come to play. 2 to 3s at your face, I let spray. They like, damn white boy, why you so harsh? No mind, no soul equals no heart. I'm in love with the gun sound. You get gunned down, I don't fuck around. Switch, I'm a daredevil. Evil can evil. See no evil, hear no evil. I see dead people. 9 million. 30 round. I'm a hub, blow your fucking house down. Bitch, I'm a daredevil. Evil can evil. See no evil, hear no evil. I see dead people. 9 million. 30 round. I'm a hub, blow your fucking house down.
Alright, hi everybody, welcome to the Tootie Show, and that was Evil Convivo from White Widow that we were just listening to, and I want to introduce you to White Widow here, and we are going to do a live interview here today, and so tell us a little about yourself.
Well, my real name is Michael Warren, White Widow. I'm a family of 3 kids and a wife. Pretty much, and 2 dogs. I pretty much stay at home, take care of my kids, write my music, get my emotions out on the mic, and take care of my family, take care of my disabled mom, things like that. Don't really have a lot of money or a lot of time like that, but you know, I feel like everyone deserves a chance to live their dream, so that's what I'm trying to do, is live my dream and support my family.
Awesome. Where are you from?
I'm from a small town just outside Madison, Wisconsin, called Sauk City, Wisconsin. Lived here pretty much my whole life, and been through a lot of stuff in this town and other areas too.
All right, awesome. Well, welcome on the Tootie Show. We're glad to have you here today. And so, going through your socials and stuff, what kind of gene of music do you put your category under? It says rap, gangster rap, and trap. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's more gangster rap and trap. The rap is kind of, nowadays, it's more, in my opinion, a little bit more softer than if you listen to gangster rap or trap. You know, trap, you have the the more indie style where it's a little bit slower, but then you got, you know, the gangster rap, you know, ATL type of rap, you know, where they come, you know, with a lot of emotions, a lot of deep feelings, a lot of hood stuff. So it's kind of, I would rate mine kind of in the gangster rap, you know. It talks a lot about guns, violence, things like that.
All right. So why did you pick like gangster rap?
Um,
What made you choose talking about that and rapping about those situations?
well, back in 2010, well, 2009, 2010, I went to school down in Chicago, and I was playing soccer. I was a collegiate goalie and got scouted for that. And I was going to school, and I couldn't work a job while I was, you know, having to go to school at, you know, 8 a.m. and then, you know, have a away game, you know, 3, 4 hours away, and had to get on the bus at 5 in the morning. So not gonna lie, I was, you know, buying weed from some people down there, and I met up with a famous rap artist named Fredo Santana, who at the time, he passed away, so, you know, rest his soul. But he hung out with Chief Keef and a lot of people down there, and I met up with him one time when I was buying weed from him, and he offered me he offered me a deal that I couldn't refuse. So I started trapping, you know, go to school all day, have practice, and then I'll be up, you know, from 8 p.m. until 4 or 5 in the morning, just slanging in the city of Chicago. And, you know, I saw a lot of things. I physically saw things happen. You know, I had to be around the gangster life for, you know, 6 to 8 months. And, you know, that's why I wrote a lot of my music, and a lot of things I saw, a lot of drive-by shootings. You know, someone shorting me for money, you know, and they end up calling the squad on him, and he gets, you know, his ass beat down because of it. You know, just a lot of real life shit.
A lot of gangster shit, huh?
Yeah, like a lot of real shit.
All right. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So how did you come up with your artist name?
So I was locked up in jail at Sauk County for a year. I do a year there, and I was in the hole for violating some rules for like 30 days. So I was locked in my cell 23 hours a day, out 1 hour a day, and I like Black Widow spiders. I love spiders, so I put Black Widow spiders, and you know, not with race or anything, but I'm white, so I came up with White Widow instead of Black Widow because it just didn't fit me. So I came up with the name White Widow, you know, so something different, kind of like an albino spider out there, you know.
All right. Well, thanks. That's awesome. That's an amazing story to hear from about. I like listening to how artists come up with their names.
Yeah.
You know, that's really unique how they come up with their names. All right, everyone. Normally, I go into write about their stats, about their followings on their social medias, and how well their music is going. But unfortunately, we had a competition of White Widows here. Music got stolen.
Yeah, I posted on YouTube. Well, what I did was I went on like a distribution site like United Masters and DistroKid, and I paid for to have it submitted, and I paid for it. I got it submitted to Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, Spotify, all these music companies, and for some reason, I don't know how, but some other White Widow out there took my music and then put it as his own music. So I don't really know how that happened, but I do have a couple channels out there. I got on my one YouTube only about 17 followers. I have on Facebook I have 5,000 fans. On other social medias I have, you know, a couple hundred. So I probably got about, you know, like 5,500 fans total right now.
So what we had to do to play that one song is we had to go dig deep into his old YouTube account.
Yeah, old YouTube, probably about 5 years old. And I was ranked in the top 100 on Reverb Nation. I'm dropping in the rankings just because you gotta pay to be on playlists. You gotta submit to shows. You know, you gotta submit to be on magazines. I was on a magazine in the backside. I can't remember the name of the magazine, but I got picked out of hundreds of thousands of people on Reverb in a magazine. But I was ranked in the top 100 in the country and actually in the top 120 in the world about a couple weeks ago. So it's pretty cool.
So explain to me what's your plans on trying to fix that situation? Are you going to get a hold of the distribution center and say, hey, look, or start all over and try something different?
I went on YouTube and I submitted a copyright infringement for my music. I'm gonna probably have to contact like Spotify. I'm gonna have like submit a report, probably have to report the artist unfortunately, and then just put copyright infringement. I go on like Apple Music and all that, and Tidal and Deezer. Those are all fine. Like no one took my music there, but the main ones was Spotify and on YouTube. Because I go on YouTube and some of my other songs that are on there as the same artist that took my music on Spotify.
So that's the one. A lot of things I've been hearing a lot about too. A lot of artists have almost the same name as another artist, and it's kind of hard to. It happened to my buddy Keyboy as well. He also had the same problem because there's another Keyboy out there.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure maybe change not your name but how you spell it or something so you guys don't get the names artists mixed up. Or
yeah, you can do that, or you can go online. You can trademark or copyright your name. It costs like $500-$600, but you can actually copyright it. You can get it expedited. They do a search throughout the nation. If you want to pay an extra like $100, they can do the whole world, and you can get that all copywritten. So then once that's all done, anyone who has your name like that other guy, he would have to change his name because by law he technically is using my name at that point. So maybe when I get a little bit bigger, after my show coming up, if I get a good exposure, I might spend $500-$600 trademark or copyright my name because there's a lot of white widows out there. So.
Right, and that's when I had problems this morning when I was getting ready for the interview stuff. I always do it the morning of, so I'm all set. And I'm like, I couldn't find them on Spotify. I'm like, which one? Which White Widow?
Yeah.
There's like 100 different artists with this White Widow.
Yeah.
So it was really like, Michael, I need you to send me your stuff.
There's a lot of White Widows out there.
So yeah. Alright, so moving on now, how long have you been doing music for?
How long? About like 7 years. I mean, I always rapped when I was a little kid. I remember sitting at the computer, listening to some, Bun B or some, UGK or some, gosh, I remember Lil Wayne when he first came out, and then printing off the lyrics off my computer and sitting there for hours just rapping to their music. So I mean, I guess I've been doing it since I've been a little kid, but then I went to jail and I got sent to the hole, and I felt like I was betrayed because I didn't do nothing serious. I was trying to add an abscess to my mouth. I had smuggled in some ibuprofen because the nurse was denying me treatment, and they caught me with ibuprofen, and I ended up doing 30 days in the hole. They wanted to give me 100 days, but I settled on 30. But I just used all my anger and my frustration out on my music, and I would sneak a pen and sneak the paper in, go on my cell, even though I was on camera, I didn't care. Sat there just writing, and I was locked up to a guy next to me, Spidey Mayweather out of Milwaukee, and he started helping me come up with ideas for my raps, because he was writing like a mixtape a day and stuff, just sitting there. So it's just, I just wrote about my past stuff, and then I used a lot of like the guns and violence. Yeah, I was around it, but a lot of it is also emotions, but saying it in a different way. Like saying, I'm angry. Oh, well, I'm angry. Well, guess what? I'm gonna have a gun at your face and I'm gonna let it spray. Kind of saying, I'm pissed off at you, but kind of in a hood way. You know what I mean?
Right. Interesting. They always say that a lot of the artists that I know that I have met so far has actually they actually did some bad things and they've been in trouble and then they turned their life around because of music. So that it's a great inspiration. I mean,
that's exactly why I did. You know, I went through a lot of bad things, and then I lost my best friend. He was 30. He died of alcoholism, and I decided to, you know, push harder in my music. You know, to kind of do what I know that he would want me to do. You know, he would want me to keep doing my talents, and you know, and I ended up showing it. You know, I was ranked in the top 100 in the country. You know, on Reverb Nation, and I couldn't believe it. I looked at the rankings and I went from, you know, 1100 in the nation down to 95 in a matter of like 2 weeks. And I don't even know how that happened, but I was just, you know, I was in shock. You know, I was in shock. You know, I showed my family. You know, and then I got information from a guy named Corey, which you know him, and. He had said he had a show coming up, and I told him my story, you know, and he's like, well, I'll give you all audition at a show, you know, don't mess it up. He said, but we do good, I'll get you more shows. And then he's like, here, message Tootie, you know, get a hold of Tootie, she can help you out, she can get you shows, she can get you stuff. So I was like, well, I'll message her, and then all of a sudden I asked her for an interview, and she's like, yeah, I'm here, you know, get my rep up too, so let's do this interview. So
yeah. It so happened that I'm going to an overtime concert tonight lacrosse, so I was on my way going down this direction anyway. So I'm glad we could do it.
A little bit further down though, but
yeah, but from Appleton I have to come down this way.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, to go get down there. So it doesn't. I'm glad it happened that way that we could do it today.
Yeah.
All right. So how, well, you already answered that. How did you get involved with rapping and making music? You already answered that. Describe what kind of music you create and how you open and doing other different styles. Now, you already told us you do gangster rap. Are you opening up to doing any other different styles, like country rap or just plain rap?
I might do like a little bit of like a Jelly Roll type thing, you know.
Yeah, country rap.
I might release a little bit of hip hop, as they call it.
Yeah,
you know?
the hip hop stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I might try
open
some,
up your
try a song or
horizon.
two with that. Try to, you know, find an artist out there who's like a country singer, kind of like when Moneybagg Yo and Morgan Wallen did Whiskey Whiskey together. I don't know if you heard that song.
Yes.
But kind of how they did that, I kind of want to rap, and then I want to have someone, you know, rapping but singing, you know, because, you know, I live in a small town that's mostly around farmland, you know, so it's kind of, you know, show my roots, you know what I mean?
So you're right, like you want to show a lot of the music artists that I work with and know too, they rap from their heart. They rap about stuff they've been through, but it also is music that actually helps others out too.
Yeah.
That inspiration, like, you know.
Absolutely, no, it's definitely, you know, the music I did it based on, you know, past events, just because I had a lot of mental health illnesses that were, you know, affected me, and you know, instead of keeping the demons inside, you know, keeping the demons inside and wanting, you know, commit suicide or wanting to overdose or do stupid things.
The music, yes.
The music drew me away from that, and getting my emotions and my feelings out on paper kind of, you know, relieved that stress, you know, and that the self-talk of, you know, I want to take, you know, 20 Xanax right now and I just want to go to sleep and not wake up. No, I wrote my past experiences down, and then I started rapping them. I found beats, I started rapping to them, and, you know, at the end of the day, I felt, you know, well, you know what, I want to write another song. You know, I want to make another beat. You know, I want to find another artist. You know, I don't want to sit there and, you know, pop another pill, or, you know, end my life, you know, because it's hard or whatever. You know, the music really, you know, saved my life, but my wife and kids, they saved my life as well. You know, my wife and my oldest son, I raised him when he was 4 months. He's technically, his biological dad, but I'm his dad, and he's gonna be 15, and you know, they saved my life. They pulled me out of Chicago. They gave me a better life as well as I saved her life, and I started going hard in my music because I want to give my kids the world. I want to give them everything they want, and not live, a bad life or live a life that's, barely scraping by to put food on the table.
Right. Very cool. Well, the different styles, I think that's awesome that you're open to doing that. You're like
It's gonna be
branching
hard.
out and learning new things and new styles. That's amazing. That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It is because I'm used to doing that one genre, and
Right.
and having to write something that's maybe not
For
as
me, not everybody, but for me, I like to hear what gets me and with the music that I like, it comes from here. I don't like to listen to your gang bang boom boom, and it's all about sex and drugs all the time. That's something that just we hear every day on regular hip hop from big artists. I'm like, I want to hear what comes from here.
they
What
talk
really-
about sex, drugs,
What
trap.
really comes from here and what really matters to help everyone else keep going, keep pushing, but it comes here,
I got a whole album and a half that I wrote when I went to jail this last time. I literally got a thesaurus sent into me, and I started taking big words that meant the same meaning and put them into my music, and then I used metaphors because metaphors are big in the rap industry. Saying, green and purple look like Kobe Bryant, talking about green or talking about the Lakers, and then talking about Kobe Bryant. Saying purple, yellow look like Kobe Bryant. The purple and yellow resembles LA Lakers. Kobe Bryant was part of the LA Lakers, so using, metaphorical things to kind of draw the audience in and say, because, you could write about all that gangbang bullshit, and if you didn't live it, you didn't, experience it, people are just gonna laugh at you and think that you're fake. They're gonna think that you're just making things up because they're trying to act hard. But then when you have someone, confront you and come in your face, that's a real gangbanger and get in your face, and then you sit there and freeze like a little girl, like 6'9" a little bit, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then you're gonna see the true colors, and everyone's gonna see it right there and know that you ain't hard. You jump when a gangbanger comes in their face,
Right.
instead of going back at them and talking, something back at them.
Happens all the time, actually. I know some really hip hop rappers that they really talk, oh, I'm all this in their music, but then again, when you meet them and they're just like, you are nothing. You don't talk like it's like, I know some of them out there. So, and moving on, where have you all performed? Where are your favorite venues? Any upcoming shows and events happening? I know it's all three questions in one, so just take your time.
I haven't really performed at live shows much yet. I performed back in 2019. I remember the club I was at, but it was down in Milwaukee for Coast to Coast mixtapes. I submitted to perform there, and I'm actually, I can send you a link. It's like a short clip of me rapping, where you actually can see me performing, and I did that back in like 2020, like March, I believe March of 2020, something like that, and I performed down there. I didn't place first or anything, but if you place first, you get a free pass to go to Miami to try to win $50,000. They gave me a ticket to go down there, but obviously funds are really hard to, travel down to Miami and things like that.
Right.
But I performed there. I haven't performed anywhere else yet. I do have an upcoming performance at they named it something different now, to make it more family friendly, just to kind of get promotion out there. But it was named Fist Fest, September 21st in Reedsburg. It's going to be me and 8 other artists. Another rap artist named Prophecy's going to be there.
Yep, I know who he is. He's awesome. Yeah.
He's going to be there.
I will probably be there too as well.
So I get to open up at 11 a.m. that day. I have explicit lyrics in my rap, so I'm kind of gonna be thinking about either using some different words in my music to kind of, not have all the swearing because of all the little kids that are gonna be around.
Right. You gotta.
But at the same time, if I don't end up doing it, I hope I don't get looked at as something different. I just I want to try to make it kid friendly, but it's gonna be kind of hard to take the lyrics that you know already and then try to clean it up a little bit where you could have a radio station clear up the lyrics for you. So it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna try to do it, but at the same time, I already told the promoter Corey for that one that, hey, could you move me a little bit farther in the list? And the evening, he's like, I already got it sealed up. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be swearing in my music, and the kids are gonna hear it, so I hope it doesn't, cause an effect, on my little audition coming up, so it's kind of.
It'll be alright. I'm pretty sure it will be alright. Well, that's why Corey also told you about me, because then I can help you with that in that department too, because I promote for shows too. I do have one coming up on September 7th, but you can't make it out to that one.
I'm going to a brewer game with my sponsor that day.
Alright.
So, or else like any other hip hop show, it's probably be better just because the craft shows that they're having, like they have one in Bearwood. There's no music vendors for that one, but there's a fall craft.
Well, I have a couple of venues that I can use down in this area. There's the Reedsburg one, there's Tar Barons with Sass. I used that one a couple times, and I also used Studio 301 as well, and that's in Portage. So that's, of course, closer to you. So
I can travel up to Appleton too, it don't matter.
Yeah. I got shows in Green Bay and Appleton as well. So I'm just getting restarted. I gotta get more stuff going on. But yeah, we'll definitely do some more shows.
I feel like if you don't take the opportunity, you don't travel to go to these shows, whether it's a free show or whether it's a show you're getting paid for, at this point, it'd be nice to get a little money in my pocket, but at the same time, in order to promote yourself and get your name out there, sometimes you gotta, spend a little money to get your name out there.
Exactly.
I was supposed to have an A&R meeting with Priority Records September 17th, but I'm putting that on hold. They say my deposit, so next time they come to Chicago, I'm gonna go down there probably around the new year, but it's my son's birthday coming up, and I just want to make sure I have enough money for him for his birthday, so I kind of put that on the side. It's really hard because there was an opportunity to meet with a guy named Knowledge for Priority Records, which founded Boys in the Hood, founded Dr. Dre Exhibit, things like that, but at the same time, it's like, I gotta spend another $200, and then I gotta spend another $100 for gas. I gotta have, my loved ones pack me a lunch because I'm not gonna spend, God knows how much money down in Chicago just to get, burger and fries or something down there.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's $300, and then I got the Brewer game on the 7th, so, I'm spending, $400. And then I got, a certain amount left, and it's like, then I'm not gonna make my son's birthday at the end of the month worth anything, and I'd rather have his happiness and put my dream a little bit on hold for Chicago, because he deserves to have a good birthday, you know what I mean? He's autistic and disabled.
That's a good father right there.
He deserves to get whatever he wants for his birthday, and I'm willing to take that risk, and I talked to them, they're gonna say my deposit, they just, what happened was it was supposed to be June 23rd. They canceled it, rescheduled it to September 17th, but then my sponsor for my sobriety, I've been clean, 7 months now.
Woo, congratulations.
Yes, but my sponsor, he decided to buy he's a Cubs fan, but he decided to buy Brewer tickets against the Rockies for Freddie Peralta jersey night. And I'm meeting him in Johnson Creek, but he decided to buy tickets in the family area where there's no alcohol or anything because of my sobriety. But he bought tickets and a parking pass, and he literally is taking me to this game. So I can meet him for the first time. He lives up in De Pere. He's from Green Bay area actually, and he's got I'm trying to think of what his it's, I think Just for Today, I think is the name of the organization, Just for Today. But they do a lot of things up in they're based out of Green Bay, so they do a lot of stuff up there, so I might make a trip up there for one of their picnics or one of their things.
Alright.
So yeah, it's ironic that you're from the Green Bay area, and my sponsor's from the Green Bay area. That's pretty cool.
I work a lot in Green Bay, but I'm technically from the Appleton,
The Fox Valley.
the Fox Valley.
Yeah.
That's where I live, that's where I work. But I do a lot of music stuff in Appleton and Green Bay area. A lot of Green Bay shows.
That's good though because it's closer to Detroit too, you know what I mean? So maybe you get a couple rappers from, Detroit or from,
I actually have a music artist that I work from inside Michigan as well right now.
Yeah, because I was going to say Green Bay is just across the pond, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's pretty cool,
Yeah. Alright, so moving on, what techniques do you use to engage your listeners?
Man, I promote, man. Like I write my music, I make my own beats. I haven't released any new music lately just because I did 6 months away from my family. I went to jail for 60 days back in January, and then I had to go to a treatment facility for 90 days in Madison, and I got released on 31st of May. So it's just it's been hard. So like techniques I use is I write, I use a thesaurus. For all you rap artists out there, man, especially if you're not the racial card, but if you're Caucasian and you rap, you already know going in the rap industry, you can't just write about some ordinary stuff. You gotta be like Eminem, or be like Yellow Wolf, or be like, can't think of the other guy's name, but you gotta bring that smoke, you gotta bring that fire. So I use a thesaurus to take bigger words that mean like, like apart, or like, you use like drifted, or you like bigger words that mean the same thing, but then you gotta put it in your music, and then you gotta come with another big word as a metaphor that means almost the same thing as the other word, but a little different. Because if you just write ordinary, I'm gonna take a gun, I'm gonna blow it at your face, and I'm gonna fuck your bitch, and make, like, just garbage like that, and you don't use any bigger words, and you're a Caucasian rapper in this industry, you ain't gonna make it worth nothing. You ain't gonna make it nowhere. You're gonna be a one-hit wonder. You're gonna be a rapper who's gonna be 60 years old still trying to make it. So a thesaurus for me, man, I got two thesauruses. I got Merriam-Webster, and then I got, can't think of the other one. But I literally sat there in jail and just wrote. I got a thesaurus sent into me, a $30 thesaurus, and I just started going through it and just thinking about words in my head.
So you think your way is using bigger words to draw your audience and to keep them engaged?
Right, and using metaphorical raps, use things that are same but different.
Okay.
Because, you can just rap about any ordinary stuff, not saying not to rap about your past stuff. Write about your past stuff, but use bigger and more powerful words in your songs. Use more meaningful, words in your song.
Yes.
Because if you use bigger words, your audience is gonna be like, man, I'll pull up a dictionary. What does this word mean? You know what I mean? Or they're gonna pull up a thesaurus and be like, what does that word mean? And then they're gonna see, oh, it means this. Okay.
I'm laughing and raising my hand on that because there is a couple of artists that I know.
Yeah.
Some like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like Google trying to type this in. What does this mean? I don't know what this means.
Right. That's why thesaurus to me is very big, and then what I do is I go on YouTube or I go on United Masters and I pull up samples of beats and I start doing that. I start rapping my music to it. Or I'll go on Pre-Silence, which is a DAW digital audio workshop that I use, or used to use Ableton Live, and I make my own beats. You know, I have many beats that I've made, mastered myself. You know, and talk about 6 to 10 hours of making one beat. You know, and doing that, and then having to put your lyrics over top of that beat, and then putting ad libs over top of your lyrics, and then having to master it, go through, chop it up some more to make it look good. You're looking at almost 20, man, like I swear, like 18 to 20 hours just for one song. Where you have producers like Lex Luger, like DJ Lethal, like DJ Techniques, and a bunch of other ones who, they can chop and screw a beat in 5 hours.
So going into that question, because I know that's one of the questions down below on my worksheet here, is that you don't work with anybody else. You do everything yourself. You make your own beats. You put it together and everything.
Well, my Riddles World, I took some YouTube beats, but then I had to pay for those YouTube beats. I had to get them leased out to me. So my Evil Knievel beat is by an artist, not Lex Luger, but his name's Max Luger. He's out of Texas, and I paid him, I think it was $100. He gave me the beat outright, but all he wanted was when I posted, like you saw in the YouTube video, I put in parentheses and I put Max Luger in there. He just wanted his name tagged on it for recognition and promotion. So I did that, but then you can go and you can get beats leased to you where they send you the waves and the stems, which the stems are pretty much like the one shots or like the melodies from that you can put into the digital workshop. But you pretty much, you can lease them out for 2 years, or you can get the whole beat, but you gotta pay $150. Sometimes like on United Masters, I look down there because they got beats. People are leasing 2-year beats out for like $50. Found a couple on there. I found a beat on there that someone was trying to charge $1,500 for a 5-year lease. In my mind, you're crazy. I give you $1,500 for a 5-year lease beat. You're gonna give me that beat for a lifetime. You know what I mean? If I'm spending $1,500 on a beat that either is gonna sell my song or it's gonna flop my song, you never know. So I started learning how to make beats by myself. I did it all by myself. I never was taught by nobody. I just started. Well, I should say I had a producer from Denmark. I had a producer from Denmark and a producer from Germany who had mastered my music for me. I would send my music to them all the way over there. They'd master it for me, and they pretty much would give me feedback on my music, give me feedback on my beats or on whatever.
Why all the way over there and not from America? Just wondering.
Honestly, when I had my record label company, Billboard Records, I had reached out to a kid named Diamond Boy. He was from the Cross River in Africa, and dude was like the next Tech Nine American. Dude's like the next Tech Nine. He's very good, but he's got that thick African American accent. You know what I mean? And then I had two twins, Snake and Rye from the UK, who were more of like an indie soul type, music. So it's kind of like I kind of wanted to broaden my promotion overseas, so then I could bring more people in from overseas as well instead of having just a domestic group. I wanted to bring people from over in Europe or Asia, over to listen to my music. So then, like you had in like Germany or Asia, that's another, Asia, China's like billions of people that live there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like taking a shot. Hey, I'm gonna send it out there because one, I like what the dudes produce. I like what beats they make. I like how they master their beats, and they gave me a good deal on my beats.
Okay.
So it's kind of like giving my work over there, kind of having a neutral partnership, having like an ally partnership, because other people in other countries who have talents deserve to do the same thing that any regular American would do. Not saying that Americans aren't good at what they do. There's tons of great producers out there, tons of great artists, but just moving it overseas, because I'm German. I'm 93% German, so it's kind of like I wanted to bring my heritage back to America almost. So, and the guy in Denmark, I don't even know how I met him. I think his name's DJ Jody, and he works with a group of people in a studio, and I don't know how I met him. I think he messaged me saying he liked my music, and he wanted to master my music, so I just gave him a shot, you know what I mean? He gave me a good price, and then we had friendship still. But, and then I had a producer in America, I can't remember his name, but I was almost signed by a label called Bogart Entertainment out of Madison. He signed me, and then I decided to not take his offer anymore because my friend Fredo Santana, God rest his soul, he was with Chief Keef and them, and he always used to tell me, man, fuck a label, go solo, do what you gotta do.
Do independently. A lot of the people I work with are independently.
Yeah.
There's only maybe, 2 artists that I know I work with that have a label.
And I have labels who want to sign me, like I have Nebula, who they want to have an interview with me at 1 o'clock, but I'd rather do this interview than deal with them because they said they could my credit's horrible, they said they could pre-finance me if I got a credit of 600. My credit is garbage because I had a car loan, I had all that, and I ended up losing jobs, so my credit took a hit. But they wanted, sign me. I had a management company that wanted to sign me that I found out was kind of scamish a little bit. I had all these people that wanted to sign me.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of those scams.
I lost $100 on a management company I thought was legit. And then they were like, well, we can promote you, but we need more money. I said, you told me you got me for a year. Why am I having to invest more money in this when you told me you would give me all these things, shows, promotions, marketing, all this, my apparel company, and then I drop, Benjamin on you, and then you end up, doing me sideways, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be careful of those scams. I'm glad that I'm definitely not a scam.
No, Tootie legit, for real. She would jumpstart your career, I guarantee you with that. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, for time-wise, let's keep moving on. Let's keep going. So, I think you already answered this one, but I'm not 100% sure. What are your dreams and goals in your music career?
Man, honestly, I want to perform at Rolling Loud. Either in LA or down in Miami. It's a big hip hop festival. They got like Travis Scott, they got Offset, they got Drake, they got Suicide Boys. Man, I saw a show on YouTube of Rolling Loud in Miami of 21 Savage. The fans literally had the lights on their phones with smoke in the air, literally flashing at him. And I looked at my wife. I started crying a little bit. I looked at her and I said, "Man, look at how beautiful that is. Seeing all those fans there to see one artist. 20,000 fans there, and at nighttime, but their lights flash just to listen to one rapper speak what he's about.
Yeah.
And that just made me push harder. I'm gonna push harder. I want to get my family the heck out of here. I don't know where yet. I want to go to Vermont or somewhere.
Well, it starts from here. You just need to stay
motivated and focused.
Stay motivated, but also stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Don't keep going back to jail because you're not gonna go anywhere if you keep doing that, bro.
But you keep getting older, and I'm not gonna live my dream by sitting in a box.
You're not gonna see your kids grow and thrive with their dreams and goals. So stay out of trouble. Stay away from alcohol and drugs, and you'll be okay. And just keep focused and keep thriving.
Amen. My kids are my biggest motivations for my music. I would love to take them to Disney World. I would love to take them to Legoland. I want to take them to places, that I've been to Disney World twice, but I haven't even taken them to Six Flags or nothing, you know what I mean? And it makes you feel kind of like a shitty parent because you're investing all this money and then you have little money left at the end of the day, and then they ask you for something and you can't give it to them because you're wasting your money on, not wasting, but you're playing your music and promotion.
I hear that. I feel that because I'm like the same way with my mom is over there. I mean, I'm investing I'm working hard, and it seems like I'm not really going anywhere, but I invest my money in going to shows or bringing artists here too. I could pay for them, and there's hardly any money left to do anything with her. You know, it's
Right.
like, but this is my dream. This is I have to do this so I can get up, and once I get up enough, then there will be some money for her.
Right.
So you have to think about it that way. You gotta start somewhere to get up there.
Right, at the end of the day, she's still gonna love and support you no matter what, and she's gonna be there for you no matter through the hard times or the good times. You know, she's still gonna be there. You know, give me a pat on the back and say to you, know, you're doing a good job. You know, keep staying motivated.
She's right there, so yeah.
You know, she seems like a very good person, and she definitely seems to support you in your dream. You know, my mom supports me in my dream too, and you know, when I showed her, you know, my rankings, you know, this last couple weeks, her eyes got big, and she was like, "You're really ranked in the top 100 in the country?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she almost started crying because she knows how hard I work, and it's just spending all that money, man. It tires you out. And you get tired every day, like I'm exhausted, and it's just
100%.
you know, I look at my kids and they ask me for something. I'm like, man, I gotta go do something. So I sit at home with a toilet roll in my mouth as a microphone to get ready for the show. You know what I mean? Because I gotta reach the hole in the microphone. You know, so it's like I use a toilet paper roll, just sit there, you know, hold it up to my mouth.
I freaking love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so it's like.
But no, I definitely relate to that. Like it's.
But you're getting exposure though, you know, going to all those shows.
Yeah, and like you said, you feel disappointed, but when something good happens, you're like, oh my God, that's their drive. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
That is why I'm doing this. You know.
Absolutely. My kids are my number one motivation. My family's my number one motivation because I want to give them the life that, you know, I shouldn't say I never had because I did have a good childhood, but I want to give them something more special. I want to give them a backyard. I want to give I rescued 2 dogs that were abused, and my PSA dogs, and I want to give them a backyard where they can just run around, you know, for all hours of the day.
That's great.
You know, and I don't want $1 million house. I want like a $200,000 house, you know, just something very low income. And then, you know, I don't want, you know, like a Bugatti or a Ferrari. I just want like a $50,000 Jeep, or, you know, like a BMW or something small, and, you know, pay for it outright from one of my shows. Just pay it outright, not have a loan on it, and I don't care about, you know, all you know, the $1 million, you know, cars, or, you know, the VVS diamond grills,
hey,
or, you
if
know,
it gets you where you need to be, it works, and right?
Yeah, I mean, all I care about is just making sure my kids are happy, you know, them being proud, you know, that their dad put all that hard work and that time away from them, but, you know, at the same time, he strived with his music, you know, so it's just, they're big inspirations for me, and, you know, Biggie was a big inspiration too, and so is, you know, it's a guy from Atlanta named Slim Duncan who passed away. He's actually my biggest inspiration, who got me to get those ad-libs down so good. Him and Waka Flocka, if you know him, Waka Flocka Flame. He did the song No Hands.
I might know the song, but I don't think I know him personally.
Yeah, he did that. He did Hard in the Paint. He did Love and Gun Sounds. From Atlanta.
Alright.
That's where I did a lot of my gangster trap.
A lot of your inspirations, huh?
Atlanta area, yeah.
You answered a couple of questions I already had on there. That's great. He's moving along before me, so that's good.
Trying to give you as much information as I can, you know, because I want the world to be able to know who White Widow and 2 are at the end of the day, you know.
I don't think I ever heard of him.
Flocka Flocka?
Yeah.
He's like, girl, the way you move it, got me in the trance.
I might have, now that you're saying
He's
that.
like, all that ass.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you get with the Roscoe Dash, if you know who Roscoe Dash is. You have to pull it up and listen to it one of these times.
I will have to do that after the
He's
interview.
got dreads, long dreads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have
Or he's
to.
got
I don't know if you guys know who he's talking about, but I mean.
Yeah, I got a lot of ad libs from him. They call him the mixtape prince. He literally has like over 50 mixtapes.
Okay.
He literally he was with Gucci Mane, 1017 Brick Squad, like the original Brick Squad, not the one now, but the old school Brick Squad.
Okay.
Yeah, he was with them.
Okay.
And his mom was actually Gucci Mane's manager at one time, Debbie. And then he ended up firing her, and then him and Waka had a little beef for a while. But yeah, him and Gucci Mane were like best friends.
I'm learning all kinds of things today.
Yup.
That's awesome.
That was the old Brick Squad. It was Brick Squad Monopoly. Now they got Brick Squad with like Jay Fizzle and
Oh, I know who that is.
yeah, I can't even. I don't know if 42 Doug is in there or not. Can't remember exactly who all the rappers are that are in there. Pooh Shiesty, if you know Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, but they're part of the new 1017.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's Gucci Mane's new company, his new
okay.
monopoly, I guess you could say. It's like a record label.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing all
Yeah.
that with us. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're learning just as much as I am too, so that's
Yeah.
great.
I know a lot about music, man. I know a lot about music.
That's good, we're gonna get along just great then. You can teach me a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the hardest thing you had to deal with so far in this journey, and what was the greatest part of this journey?
And the hardest was being locked up in the hole, writing my music, trying to rap it a cappella, trying to think of beats in my head. You know, sometimes I'll sit there and pound on my desk or pound on my bed to get a beat going. Just the guards would come in, hey boy, calm down. Yeah, fuck you. Like straight up. Straight up. Like, you know, like leave me alone. I'm doing my music, you know, I'm not, you know, doing something wrong to have you come in, you know, I'm just trying to get my music going, you know. And then finally they understood after a while, but being locked up, doing my music, knowing I got talent in my head from my music, and then just, you know, seeing my wife in a monitor, not even seeing her face to face for visits, and then having to go back to my cell, sitting there 23 hours locked in your cell, get one visit a week, one phone call in the week on per sergeant approval. And then having, you know, a 15-minute visit, seeing your wife, but then knowing you gotta go back to your cell for another, you know, 20 hours before you get your next hour out, you know, and then it's like, you gotta sit there and crotch your pen, crotch your paper, but they can have you have papers, but you gotta crotch your pencil or crotch your pen, because they don't allow pen or paper in there, so it's like,
that's bullcrap.
and then you sit there and they pat search you before you go in there, so you gotta pull your underwear up a little bit just to hide the pen, you know, and it's just a lot of crazy, you know, twisted shit, you know, a lot of crazy shit, and you know, it was hard, you know, doing your music and being locked up, you know, because you didn't get an MP3 player, you didn't get a tablet, you know, but the best part was honestly, you know, going to Bogart Entertainment, producing Riddle's World, you know, they're the ones who produced that mixtape for me with Bogart Entertainment. I can't think of the producer's name off the top of my head, but it was through Bogart Entertainment, which he actually does Christian music, so I thought about going back to the hip hop and thinking about maybe doing some Christian rap too, you know, something, you know, spiritual, you know, from the heart, and that for me is gonna be very hard because I'm so used to doing one genre of music. Then I gotta do Christian rap, and I can't swear, I can't do nothing. It's gotta be completely clean and, you know, cut. You know, you can't put no gun violence in there. You gotta put faithful music in there. So it's kind of, I want to do that, you know. So it's like, you know, I thought about maybe doing Christian rap and then maybe going back to sign with him. But at the same time, a lot of record labels nowadays, they keep your masters. And part of my deal is if I go on a record label, I want all my masters. I want to keep my masters. You're not going to keep my masters from me, because if I keep my masters, I can take it to the next label, and then I can release it to them.
Right.
And then say I want to keep my masters again when I sign that contract.
That's the whole thing of being independent.
Exactly. You have your own masters. You have your own stems. You have your own songs. You know, and unfortunately with mine, I had another artist steal my music, which I wrote a copyright infringement on. I didn't want to be known as a snitch and known as a rat or whatever, but you stole my shit.
Right.
You stole my shit, and then you're going to use it for yourself. You know, when it's my music. You know, I wrote all that music when I was in jail. You know, I helped with those beats. I sat there in the studio for 3 days straight, barely any sleep. You know, unfortunately doing cocaine, doing drugs. You know, just to stay awake, to sit there downstairs isolating myself from my family for hours. My wife being pissed off because I was ignoring her. Sitting there with the beat, just rapping over it, over and over and over. And then doing ad-libs, and then living at my parents' house. And my dad's like, "Why are you yelling? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing my ad-libs." And he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever the hell that means." you know, like, whatever the hell you're doing, whatever, you know. But, you know, it's just...
What's the greatest part about the journey so far?
Man, just... Like on Facebook, I still got Facebook requests. I got like thousands of requests, but I can't accept them no more. And I'm trying to promote my page, my White Widow page. I only got 5 followers in there, but then I got 5,000 fans on my regular page. So I'm trying to share my page so they will follow that page instead of, you know, my personal page. You know what I mean?
That's how I try to do that too with mine.
And it's like, everyone just keeps sending me requests to my personal page.
Yeah,
and now it's I go to click confirm, and it's like, oh, you've exceeded 5,000 friends. So I'm sitting there going through trying to like go on my notifications to see like if you tag me in the post, or if Fist Fest tagged me in the post, or if my mom tagged me in a post. And I can't sit there and see that because I got all these other junk, all these other requests, and most of them are like not scammers, but like, you know, like all the live girls, or like people who are like trying to be escorts. You know, random ass, you know, thotties or bust-ons who are just, you know, message me, "Oh, hey, handsome, how are you doing?"
You're not the only one that gets that crap.
I'm just like,
you're not the only. I get it from guys, though, because I'm a girl. So
I get all these posts with weight loss crap on it too. Like all these posts with like a picture of her before, a picture of an after weight loss. Like, that's all my things are. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I just want to see if I got a new follower on my White Widow page. I want to see if I got posted or tagged from Tui, or tagged for the show coming up, or tagged from my parents. I don't want to see all these, you know, girls in a bra, or, you know, their 90s or something.
I get that all the time. I get the girls on Instagram. "Oh, I'm so sexy. Do you want to hang out with me?" And they're like, "No."
Or they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from, you know, Sauk City." "Oh, I live in Sauk City too. Can you give me a gift card? You know, I'm babysitting my son. Can you give me a gift card so we can have some fun for him?" It's like, yeah, you're a scammer. Get out of here.
Yeah, I get those all the
time. Then
time.
I ask them, "Oh, I've lived in Sauk City my whole life. Where do you live at in Sauk City?" Then they won't give me an address.
Right.
And I'm like, man, you know. Then I show my wife. My wife's just like, first she gets, you know, mad, and then she's like, that's how it is being part of the rap industry, huh? And I said, you don't even know.
You don't even know.
I said, you don't even know. Like, you get a bunch of thotties just messaging you. You know?
I did not have this until after I started the Tootie Show, and then all of a sudden, bam! Just like I get it's so bad. I even get dick pictures in my messages all the time, and it's just like, are
Or
you
you get, like-
serious? I'm like, come on, like, honestly,
Or you get like a group chat, like live girls group chat with like a random people, and then they send you shit on your WhatsApp too, and it's like come on, like I'm just like if you're not a record label, management company, another artist, like just leave me alone. Like I love when other artists like me, I message them right away and
right.
be like, hey,
That's the good
like
part
hey, let's
about this
collab,
journey that
let's
you live.
collab.
Yeah.
Like I just befriended a country artist, and I'm gonna message him when I'm done and see, hey, you write a verse, I write a verse. I can make up a beat, or I can, exclusively find a beat on YouTube, and I can purchase it. If you want to go in on me, I'm purchasing it.
Right.
Then
That's the greatest
easy.
part about this journey.
Like all you can do is record it on your phone or on a mic. Record it. You can save the voice file. You can send the voice file. I got a digital audio workshop, so I can really put those lyrics right into that beat. You know what I mean? Like they send you the stems and the beats, so you can literally take the beats. I got what's called WavePad, where you can master your music, put effects. It's like a mastering program. You can take the whole beat, put it in there. You can add your voice in, record your voice into it. All that, like there's so much you can do with music nowadays, where you can do it all on the computer. You don't even have to be face to face to do it. You can literally just send a wave email in the email, and you can literally just save it, put it in WavePad, or put it in whatever audio workshop or whatever you use, and you can literally put it in, it's crazy how
technology
is and how fast the music industry grows. It's like the music industry it's growing.
So technically, for that question, your greatest adventure so far in growing is seeing people that actually are real, not the scammers, like your page or follow you. It lights up. That's the greatest feeling.
That and like whether they're real or not, like having labels or having music marketing companies send a message to my phone saying, hey, you White Widow, yeah. Whether it's real or not, but just having that exposure. I went from having 100 friends, and then in 2 weeks all of a sudden I looked, I don't know what happened, but then I started getting thousands of invite friend requests, and I'm like, how did this happen?
I was like that
friends.
too when I started. I only had 170 friends.
I had 118.
Because I only had certain friends that I really talked to, and a lot of my family on my social, and that was it. And then also when I started this, man, I'm like, my Twitter show page is up to 1K followers, and my personal account is almost up to 600, 800 friends that I have.
I got 4.9 thousand friends. Then I got all that. See, all those freaking, all that, it's random people, and it's you don't know who to trust.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You don't know who to trust, and if they look okay, I talk to them, and then they start talking boop, delete, blocks, whatever.
And then they send you messages, and it's hello handsome, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's just it's man, I've been with my wife 15 years, I don't want to deal with that, you know what I mean? I don't need to deal with that extra crap, you know what I mean? You're trying to set me up to get in trouble, and then,
Right. I hear that. Alright, next question. Do you plan on touring in the future at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a show coming up in September. I'm hoping, you can give me some more hip-hop shows coming up, and maybe get a little tour going on,
Yeah.
People, unfortunately, I really wanted to go to that show on the 7th. I really did. But my sponsor already bought the ticket, so it's kind of I can't say, hey, you know,
No,
I'm
that's
gonna show, so
important.
it's
That's
like,
important.
I'm hoping in the future, you
There's
know,
gonna be more. There's gonna be more shows coming
because
up.
I'll travel. I'll drive to Fox Valley. I'll drive to Green Bay. I'll drive to La Crosse, Beaver Dam. Because I know you got a show in Beaver Dam too that's coming up this weekend or something, don't you?
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's
tomorrow.
the same overtime concert.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
like, you know, I would rather, like, I like Fist Fest, but I want a show that's actually like strictly hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people know when they go in there, they know it's gonna be hip hop.
Right.
Not
Yep.
going to a show where there's gonna be kids around and then
Right.
you're like, man, should I alter my music or should I just be who I am?
I got
If
you,
then
I got
if they
you.
like it, then they like it. If not, then I guess
I
I'm
got
not
you.
gonna be invited to that show again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hide who I am because of that. You know,
Right.
I
Yeah.
gotta be my true self. You know?
Yep. I got you. I got you. There's gonna be more shows coming up.
Yeah.
Any new music coming out this year or?
I released a song called White Lucifer when I got out of jail the first time. It's alright. I produced it. It kind of had low quality audio on it, so I got to go through and redo it to make the audio kind of stand out a little more. It's kind of quiet. I haven't worked on much new music. I got probably about an album and a half written in a book. I just had to go through and rewrite it because I kind of wrote it sloppy. So some of the words I'm like sitting there trying to rap, and I'm like, what the heck did I write down? You know, so I got music. You know, it's just I got beats that I made. It's just with the show coming up,
You're kind of start off fresh now. That's pretty much what you're saying. You're just gonna start off fresh.
Yeah, that, and I'm just with being in shows and stuff. I kind of want to use some of my old music because I don't want to just have my old music go to waste. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because Widow's World is what kind of got me. You know, I distributed to the music platform, so that's kind of the mixtape that kind of got me to where I am now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of got my name out there, so it's kind of like I don't want to push like Evil Knievel or Murder Kill or Viva la Raza or From the Plug. I don't want to put that aside and just make it like a wasted, you know, song.
Right.
You know, where I'm going to perform it at shows. I think performing some of my old music at shows and then working on producing some of the new music is just
Is it still going?
I'm still trying to
Okay.
keep producing, you know, have a producer for the new music, you know, that's why I didn't want to go to Chicago and do the A&R spot, you know, meeting, because if they sign me, then I already have my own producer, you know what I mean? But it's just like at the same time, I don't know if I want to sign to a label because I don't have money for a lawyer right now to kind of go through the paperwork for me, and then, you know, I got a degree in criminal justice, but I'm no lawyer by any means. So I don't want to go through all that paperwork and see, oh, well, they're taking my master's, and then I don't see it in the contract. I sign it, I end up getting released, or I end up leaving, and then they're like, oh, I'm keeping your master's. And I'm like no, like, and then they're gonna make you pay to buy your masters, your own music. They're gonna make you buy your own music that you make. To me, that's not really fair. Yeah, that's part of the music industry, and I get that. But if I've signed to a label, they better give me my masters, because it's my music. I made that music, not you. You had a producer, but I'm the one who wrote that music. I didn't have no ghostwriters. I didn't have none of that, which some rappers in the industry today use ghostwriters because they can't come up with their own ideas no more. They'll pay people to write their own music for them, and then they rap it, and then they make it like they pay off this ghostwriter to kind of be harsh, and then they say it's their own rap music when it's not their own rap music. They had someone else use their ideas, their past things, and then they end up selling it to these rappers, you know, and the rappers pay them a lot of money to keep it on the down low, and then you come out and you get found out that you're ghostwriting, you know what I mean? And I don't believe in ghostwriting. I believe in writing my own music and kind of doing it my own way and not having to pay a songwriter to write my own music, because
Right.
that's messed up to have a song, like if you're gonna be a rapper and you run out of ideas, man, like go walk down the hood and go see something happen and then write about it, or go to the mall, or go somewhere and you see like a real life tragic event or something happen, then write about that shit.
Right.
Don't sit there and, you know, have someone else use their hood ideas and their past experiences and then use it as your own. Like that's messed up. Like that's wrong.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
Like a lot of rappers, like Drake got, you know, caught, I think, for me having a ghostwriter at one time. And it's just like it's crazy. Like people, like I would never do that to someone. Oh yeah, write me a song about your
I
past
know I
experience.
wrote a couple of songs and I did, but I took some other beats like from an old song, like oh, I can use that. I made my own.
Well, that's different. People
And
do
even
that.
Corey helped me out with writing a little bit of stuff, but because I'm still new, so I mean.
Well, that's okay, you know, to do something like that, you know, like.
But it's my lyrics, it's my
Right.
words, it's nobody else's words, so. Alright, do you plan on doing any features with anybody? I said you wanted to reach out to that country guy.
Yeah, I really want to work with some other rappers, you know what I mean? Like,
I know a few guys.
do you?
I do.
Yeah.
I know a few guys. I can probably get you in touch with some of them.
Like I did in the past around my record label, I was with some other rappers and stuff, you know. But like I like to do like a couple remixes of my songs, you know, have another rap artist come in, you know, like I want to do a remake to Evil Knievel really bad, like
I know a guy named Smalls. He's pretty good. He's kind of like your type. Well, not type, but you
type
know.
of genre.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like you know,
yeah,
like no.
Like the same kind of genre.
Yeah, the same kind of genre,
yeah.
like hip hop stuff, and stuff. He's a pretty fucking cool guy. He's a really close buddy of mine. I also know Little May the Goat. He's probably really great too. And I know a lot of different rappers that might be able to do some features with you to get you on.
Yeah.
And get your music more going out there. Oh, definitely. I could definitely get you going with that. Who is it? Oh, you already answered that one. If you would open a show for any artist, who would it be?
Man, that's a hard one. Man, probably like 21 Savage or Waka Flocka or like Gucci Mane or
21 Savage. I like that. I like that.
Like man, when I saw that Rolling Loud show of those camera phones, man, like I was like, man, I want to go to Rolling Loud. Like that's what I really want to do. Is go
Alright,
to
that's the
Rolling Loud.
dream, yeah. Alright, if you were not working on your music career and was not into music, what would you be doing?
Man, I'd probably be doing security, probably at shows, do security at shows.
Oh, I like that.
And mainly probably be a stay-at-home dad, help raise my kids. Unfortunately, I got heat stroke back in 2022, so I'm going through disability right now, and I got a federal case coming up for that because unfortunately I'm not allowed to go back to work. The doctors put restrictions on me, so I haven't been able to work since 2022. I was working at dog daycares, like taking care of dogs, and I was outside and it was like 100 degrees. I was June of 2022 and we had June where we had those like 4 days where it was like 100 plus degrees, and they didn't put any canopies or anything out there, and they put the canopy up after my shift, and I wasn't feeling good. I was outside with the dogs, and I was literally like nodding out almost, like falling over, and I went to the bathroom to go bathroom, and all of a sudden I fell over and hit my head on the shelf, and had banging on the door, and that's how I woke up, is banging on the door, and I go back to the room I was in, and they're like, "What are you doing here? Your shift is over." And I didn't even know, and I ended up going to the hospital or to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, you got heat stroke. And they said when you recover from heat stroke, it could take like 2 to 4 years to recover from it. And I tell you, when it gets like blistering hot outside, like I start panicking. Like I won't go outside when it's hot outside. Like I sit there and I start panicking and I start getting anxious. And I see mental health specialists for
Just
all of that.
gotta keep drinking fluids and keep drinking water.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I don't do sometimes is I don't drink
And
enough water.
especially if also take a rag with you, write it down and wear it around your neck. Especially if that would help really cool you down.
Like if the show is really warm in September,
Yeah, especially if you're at shows, you even get your t-shirt soaked and wet. That will definitely cool you down too as well.
Just have a bucket of water on the side of the show.
Yeah. Right on stage.
Just dump it right out and people be like, what the heck are you doing? Like I'm cooling myself off, man.
Yeah, you should go, I'm cooling myself up because I'm Mr. Fresh.
Yeah.
And make a good song.
I'm too hot to handle.
I'm too hot to handle, Mr. Fresh. Then go right into your song right after that. What is your greatest accomplishment so far?
Greatest accomplishment?
Yeah.
Man, probably being ranked in the top 120 in the world on Reverb Nation for my music. I literally, like I said, I was ranked like in the thousands. I was way up there on the list, and all of a sudden, like weeks go by and it started going down. I'm at 300. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I'm still taking screenshots every day, posting it. Like I don't know if you saw them, but I kept posting them. And then all of a sudden I see 100, and I'm like, what the heck? Like how
Are we still good over there? Is it still running?
Like okay. how did I get from being 1,200 to being like 120? Like I still don't know how I got that exposure, and I'm still kind of like how
it's a mystery.
Like it is a mystery. Like I don't know how I got down that low, and I'm just like, amazed by it, that people actually do know who I am, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the greatest feeling of all. That's a good one.
Yeah, like I'm dropping in the rankings now, but that's because I haven't had money right now to, go on playlists or, promote myself, things like that, because, I get paid once a month. And with disability not being able to work, it's not like I can, have a check coming in every, week or every 2 weeks. So it's like, it sucks, I really want to work, but it's like, if I work, I'm going to lose my claim, and then, if I get heat stroke again, who knows? So it's like, it's a very hard situation. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. What is your favorite song that you have done so far, and why is it your favorite?
Probably Evel Knievel, because it shows a lot of history of when I was in Chicago, of a lot of the bad stuff that I saw, a lot of the bad stuff that I've been through, having to walk down the streets with the backpack wearing all white, everything, being a neutron, because you wear any colors down there, you get shot, especially being, a little white boy, from a small town. So it's like, just, seeing a lot of bad shit, having people rip you off, and then having the squad being called, and all of a sudden you see 20 goons get out of, 2 cars and start beating someone down in front of you just because they short you $20 on a sack of weed, or, it's just like, so that one has like a lot of emotions of, seeing gun violence, seeing, drug deals, when we drug dealing personally to people, just a lot of real life stuff, that, that no one should have to experience, but unfortunately, sometimes you gotta do it to survive,
Right. But you're not doing that no more.
No, I don't do none of that shit
Yes,
anymore.
that's great. That's awesome to hear. I like that. You're changing your life around for the better. That is awesome. If you could change anything about the industry, what would it be?
Honestly, all the ghost riding, all the fake shit, all the plastic surgery, like Cardi B, she's like a plastic doll now, where she went from being, you know, this beautiful thing, and now you can tell she's plastic, like in her face and her ass and her hips. It's like
just natural beauty. You just want
like natural beauty, like be who you are. Don't be who someone else wants you to be. Like if your record label or your manager says, hey, you know, your nose is crooked, you're gonna want to get it fixed, man. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna keep my damn nose the way it is. You know, whatever. Well, I'll pay for no. Like I don't know. Like I believe in natural beauty. Like I don't like when my wife puts makeup on. I'm like, why the hell are you putting makeup on? You look beautiful without your makeup on.
I love that.
Yeah, like you know, natural beauty. Like you be who you are. Don't be who someone else wants you to be. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fake people in the music industry. You know, whether they you know live that life or not, or they you know are trying to be somebody else, like Megan Thee Stallion. She's trying to be like Beyonce now. She's signed with Beyonce and Jay-Z at Empire now, and now she's you know getting her nose done, you know, doing like releasing bogus ass rap music. You know what I mean? Like I don't even like any of her new rap music no more. Like I won't even listen to her. I listen to her old stuff when she first came out, but it's like it's really dumb, you know. And other artists I would perform for would, you know, be Juicy J. Like he has paranoid schizophrenia, kind of like I have, and he he has a album called Mental Trillness, and he actually has like the mental health hotline numbers in his music and stuff, and it's like you know, and Megan Thee Stallion was with him, and she used to have, you know, if the beat ain't live, Lil Juke made it, and now she has that in the beginning, but then she puts another artist, another producer's name instead of his name, and Juicy J kind of went into a mental crisis where he actually had to, you know, go into a mental health facility, things like that, and she kind of like threw him aside and you know signed with you know I believe Empire Records now with you know Jay-Z and stuff like that, and now she's releasing bogus ass tracks, and now she's you know getting plastic surgery done. Like if you're in the rap industry, it doesn't matter how you look. Like you know, yeah, you know I look pretty good today, but you know on every day I wear shorts, I wear a Diego tee, I wear you know I'm comfortable. I go out in public wearing a Diego tee and
Yep.
shorts and not care.
I'm going out like how I am here. Once in a while, I look nice.
If I'm going to a show or something, then I'll look nice. But like if it's my everyday thing, man, I dress like a dad, man. Like I don't give a shit how I look, you know. Like if I'm out in an area where people
basically, if you want the industry, just be who you are, and that is one of my quotes that I use for the Today Show all the time. Smile, laugh, and be yourself.
Amen, man. Like you gotta be who you are. Like don't be who someone else wants you to be, because that's stupid as hell. Like why be like a fake plastic doll?
Yeah.
Just to you know get extra money in your pocket.
Or to make you look good and to get you more people to like you. That's
really,
just you know.
Really, you don't look good. You look stupid. like Cardi B, she looks stupid. Like she looks goofy as hell the way she is now. Like I don't get it. Like you look at rap artists when they first start out, like you can tell they you know live that life. You know what I mean? Like from the hood, and then all of a sudden they make it big. They look like they look like a circus show. Like they look like someone literally revamped them. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I get exactly what you're saying. I don't do any of that.
Like on
stuff.
Facebook, I even get like Illuminati messages. People saying they're from the Illuminati. Like I had one guy literally want me to pay him $700 to get a goat to sacrifice to help sign. Like he wanted me. Like I have it in my phone. He wanted me to sign papers from the Illuminati. He wanted me to sign for the Illuminati. I don't know if he was legit or not, but like that was some scary ass shit.
Wow.
Like people think they're not real, man. Like
wow.
they're real. Like those people are real. Like this was a couple weeks ago. I didn't even tell my family about it because I'm still kind of nervous about it. Like he literally wanted me to spend $700 to get all this done. Like to get a goat for sacrifice. just to
Jeez.
get a handbook for the Illuminati to get put in their website. Like he sent me, like he would show me like the Illuminati website page. Like I thought he was joking at first. Like I don't know if he still was joking, but man, that was some scary shit. Like scary shit. Like, and I don't even know if I should be talking about it right now because I could probably get in trouble for saying it. But it's like. But like people say Illuminati ain't real, man. Like if you want to sell your soul to the devil, that's who you're selling your soul to. And you see all those rap artists get popped off. Guess what? They were probably part of the Illuminati. They did something wrong to piss them off, and guess what? They made the
Yeah,
sacrifice.
I try to stay away from that.
Like Pop Smoke, all them. Like how do you think they got shot?
Yeah.
How do you think they got killed? They sound like you see rappers going like that, throwing up stuff. That's all Illuminati signals. Like Lil Yachty, you look at Lil Yachty, you see how his eyes are all black. You look at him when you first started out, and look at him now. Like he literally sold his soul to the devil.
Mm.
And it's crazy, like how I noticed that. But when I listen to rap, man, and they have different rap music, and then they sit there and start rapping about Illuminati type shit, like it's some crazy stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you got to tell us, and what is the special message you want your fans to know?
Man, just be yourself. Like you say, be yourself, be real. Don't let nobody, tell you you can't make it. Don't let nobody say, you're garbage. You ain't gonna make it. The harder you push, the harder you strive for success, the harder you invest. You can have little to no money, but man, I tell you, put that money in your music. If you think you got the goods, you think that you're something special, invest that $15 you can put on a playlist for the month. Because you're going to get exposure on Facebook, you're going to get exposure on SoundCloud, on Spotify, wherever it is. Spend that $20 a month to get your music distributed to, Deezer or Napster or Spotify or Apple Music. Because one day, people are going to like you, and then guess what? They're going to start buying your music. And then you're going to look in your account, and you're going to have $100, $50, $5,000, and then you're like, when you look at your bank account and see all this money, and you're like, how would I do it? Well, you were yourself and you were real. Don't sit there and be, fake. Don't sit there and rap about shit that you're not. Don't sit there and sing about shit that you're not. Like, rap about true stuff, whether people like how you rap, people, love how you rap, or people look at you like, man, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who cares? Be you. Be true to yourself. Don't let nobody else tell you you can't do it or you can't make it, because guess what? You keep pushing hard, you're going to make it, and you will make it big if you keep pushing yourself hard.
Appreciate that. You guys listening to him? That's good advice. Sounds like a lot of artists that already told us, but that's a good advice.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, moving on. What song was the most difficult for you to write?
Dr. Lee, man, like, not write it, but when I was producing it, I kept coming at a certain point in the song, and the way the flow changed, it went from going fast to slow, like, just the way the flow of it was. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what part it was, but I literally had to sit there and reproduce it probably about 20 times because I kept, like, I would get so intact to the one flow of music that I was doing, and then I would have to switch up my flow.
Ooh.
And then it got harder, and then I was sitting there getting irritated, like, you know what, fuck this, let me go outside, let me go smoke a blunt real quick, let me come back and come
Corey
back.
was helping me with one of my emotion songs that I did, and he's like, you need to work on your flow, slow it down, don't go so fast, slow it down. And I've been working on it for a while. I mean, it still needed a little work, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to fucking slow down, give me a break here, come on. Like,
he's family, I love him with that, but he helped me on a lot of those songs, so I know it took me a long time to do that too.
It was, Dr. Lee was hard, man, like, like if you listen to it, like it, man, that song it was hard. We
You
don't
might have to listen to it. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
we'll have to listen to it at the end here, and we'll definitely listen to the highs and the lows in that.
Yeah.
All right, what skills have you learned that will help you in your singing career?
Man, using a thesaurus, like
That's what you said.
having better wordplay, word choice.
Okay.
Not just having like regular words like gun or like
bigger words,
like
big
artists,
words,
like using like entrepreneur or like like I don't even know the other words on top of my head, but like bigger words that mean the same thing you want to say, because like at first I didn't use the thesaurus, and then someone Spidey told me, he's like, buy a thesaurus.
Right.
You know, you gotta come with that smoke. You're a white boy, you need to come with that smoke.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I got
that's your biggest learning skill, learning tool, and I like that. I like that. How do you deal with creative blocks or performances with anxiety? Tell me about your techniques for overcoming creative blocks.
Man, I spend time with my kids. Like I gotta sit there and we'll play with my kids, or listen to them. Or I'll watch like Minecraft. My kids love Minecraft, so I watch like Minecraft on YouTube for hours. Just doing things like that, and just doing that, or I meditate, a lot.
Okay.
Sit there and just put the headphones on and just like go in a different dimension, for 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. It kind of calm my anxiety down. For this upcoming show, man, I've been anxious every single day it gets closer, because I'm like, man, it's my first big show out live. Like I performed for Coast to Coast in a club, but like now I'm gonna be outside in front of there's a lot of people going, and it's like I'm just every day I'm anxious about it. Like every day it gets closer. Like I'm just like man, like I don't know what to do, and then I can't sleep at night.
Why are you pointing at me?
That's how you are too.
Is that how I am too?
But yeah, no, like I lose sleep too. Like there's days where like I'll sleep or I'll oversleep, and then like I don't spend time with my kids, and it's just, man, like every day I'm just.
Sometimes I can be up 3 days in a row with no sleep, and then all of a sudden I end up like just.
Like I'm still anxious about it. I'm like, man, if I fuck up, Corey's not gonna give me another show. He told me it's an audition, so he.
All right, moving on. How do you deal with your? I already said that. How do you get over the fear of performing in front of crowds? We were just talking about that.
Yeah, you were.
Well, how do you picture everybody naked?
Honestly, I picture like I'm rapping, like I have a newborn baby. He's getting 5 months old. He loves it when I rap to him. Like when he gets angry or upset, I'll sit there and start rapping to him, and he likes it. So I guess I picture like I'm rapping to my kids, or like I'm rapping to my wife. Like I just picture that, like I'm rapping to someone in my family. And just take deep breaths and just try to relax. Even though you're sitting there shaking on stage a little bit, or you're just like. You're just like, man, I'm gonna fuck up this lyric, and then I'm gonna fuck up the whole song, and people are gonna look at me like I'm a crazy dude. It's just, yeah, that's just how I do it. Is I just feel like I'm rapping to someone in my family. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. That's awesome. I love that. Got to keep that family picture in there to keep going and stuff. You answered that one already. Where do you record your music? Where do you work with any music producers or help you? You already kind of answered that, but where do you do your recordings at your house?
Yeah, I do have a house right now. I did do my Bogart Entertainment back a couple years ago.
Do you have your own private studio set up in your own house?
Well, I used to have it downstairs in the basement, but then now I just have microphone shield with the microphone with the microphone like buffer cover, you know what I mean?
Do you have like soundproof like those?
Not in that area, but I do downstairs. Like I
Okay.
have them in 2 spots. I'm gonna move my studio downstairs. It's just right now with having like a newborn baby, I kind of gotta be upstairs to like listen for him.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So I got that. But when I made my music, surprisingly enough, I haven't needed any soundproofing at all. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I know I got like a laptop set up, and then I got a mic with a little like beat pad type thing.
Okay.
And then I got a microphone cover on the mic, and then I got a shield behind it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a little setup.
A little setup. That's awesome. That's awesome.
But
Right.
I used to, when I was big into it, I used to have like one of those changing covers, you know what I mean? Like those big, tall, like shields, you know what I mean? Like where you would change behind.
Oh yeah.
I used to have that as like my booth, and then I would have like I have like microphone stands, and I would put the mic on there.
Yeah.
I used to use one of those as like my booth, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I would have like soundproofing like sheets cover, and I would hang it up, and I would have like little hooks, and I would hook them on there and soundproof the whole area that way.
Wow.
Yeah, I spent like
Cool.
$6,000 on my studio.
Wow.
I got a pandemic check of like $12,000, and I spent like half of it on my studio. And then I took it all down because I just I was using drugs heavily, and it got really hard to keep up with producing and have my label. So I just went to something smaller and easier for me.
You're healthier now, and you can start building back up again.
And I am. That's why
changing your life back to the better.
That's why I'm taking the old music I have and still using it, and then eventually I'll make new music and rap that in shows. But right now I just kind of want to bring some of my old stuff out because I don't want it to go to waste because I worked so hard on that music. It took me a long time to write that music. And I got backup. I got like an album and a half already written. You know what I mean? So I still got new music. It's just the beat process is so intense and so extensive. Like you're looking at 6 to 12 hours for a good beat, man.
That I've been looking at beats too, and I'm also looking for music for DJs. It's definitely not cheap.
No, it's definitely. And then you gotta put your lyrics over it, and then you gotta put your ad libs over the beat, and then you gotta master it. It's just.
Okay, we are almost done with my questions, which is we're pretty much on time, so we're getting there.
Yep.
So,
get you to that show tonight.
Yes. How do you define success as an artist?
Man, just being true, just hard work. Just blocking out any of the cloud, any of the bullshit, and just doing like you say. Do you. You do you. You take that money. Even though you think, man, I'm gonna be short for food this month. Well, how bad do you want to make it as an artist? How bad do you want to make it? Are you gonna take a day's worth of food away from you to get put on that playlist, or to get your music promoted on a distribution site?
I agree with that because, like we were talking before, and this is my struggle that I struggle with. A lot of people like, why do you keep going to shows? If why do you should be putting your money towards something else or focus on something else? And I'm like, because the Tootie Show is important to me and it's gonna get me out there. You don't know who's gonna be at a show. You don't know who you're gonna run into at a show. That's why it's called networking.
You can run to a bigger artist.
You can run into something that might make you blow up, and you just never know.
That's what I want to do. I want to start going to some music shows and stuff like that.
To network and
like not even to perform, but just to
network.
Like maybe one of these times I can meet up with you at one of your shows and you can kind of show me some stuff, and you can maybe show me some people or something if I'm not performing. You know what I mean?
Network. It's called networking.
Like I'll make the drive up there. I'll make it on an hour and a half. It's about the Appleton from here. It's about 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours it took me to get from Appleton to here. But yes, networking. Every artist has some form of network. Speaking of network, this is a great question. Every artist has a form of network, even the independent ones. What's your network? Do you have a network for others artists, and how do they support you? This is like a shout out town. Like shout out to your supporters or shout out to your network.
Yeah, I shout out to Bogart Entertainment, DJ Jody. Shout out to with Slim Duncan, rest his soul. Shout out to all the independent labels on Facebook, like the groups I'm in. I'm on a lot of groups for like independent rap labels where I promote my music. Um, Shout out to Rothstein from DC, who actually put a rap over one of my beats that I made. Uh, he's a good dude. I met him online. He was signed to that scam management company that I, got ripped off on. So I met him. But pretty much, I'm mainly just the social media sites, Facebook, all the groups, you know what I mean? There's tons of independent rap label groups or record label groups where you can post your music on there, share your music. Shout out to the 2D show, um, for promoting me today. It was a big promotion for me today. I've never had an interview before, so it was a big interview and everything like that.
What? What?
Say something about him.
He's still talking.
When he's
But-
done.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, no, big shout out to Tootie Show. She's got, I think it's 1.7 or something like that thousand followers or something like that on Facebook. But no, it's my first interview today. I haven't had an interview before, so it's kind of a big step for my music career to kind of get me out there and noticed a little bit more.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the special shout out. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna do a shout out to Mr. Corey from Fist Piston that got us together.
Yeah, Corey as well. Yeah, I forgot about Corey. Yeah.
So yeah, that brought us together. That was networking, and I'm very, very happy about that.
Yeah.
So special shout out to him. And is there anything you want to add to discuss and want us to know before we end this?
This man, like, shout out to the kids out there struggling, man, who are down in the hoods, gang banging and stuff, like I recommend doing music, writing music to kind of get you out of that situation. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, money's good, but you're gonna get arrested. You're gonna be in and out of prison, 30 times. So it's shout out to all the kids and all the people struggling to make it today. Like I definitely would say, go to music as like kind of like as a pain reliever or stress reliever or something to kind of get you out of where you're at. Just pick up a pen and paper and start writing, whether you have a beat or not, and just keep going with that, so that way you can get out of your situation. I did it for 6 months down in Chicago. I was playing soccer and trapping, and it was hard for me to do. So it's like, you gotta push yourself a little bit, and make it, because if you don't make it, then there's other options for you out there. Like you can do other things, but I recommend, like don't gangbang. It's not worth it. It's not worth your life. Resort to music. Have that as your addiction or as a way to do something. Like it's important. And shout out to all those artists who are making it and stuff like that. Like it's very important. But yeah, that's all I got to say really.
That's
Yeah,
that's very
You may want to
inspirational.
put from the Dr. Lean up there, because I
Okay.
don't think you will.
That is very inspirational, and that's a really great way to end the interview. As well, like trying to teach kids, like there's bigger, better things than that out there.
You don't gotta, you don't gotta, sell drugs just to make money to pay for stuff like spend like I spent like $15 to get on a playlist on Reverb Nation, you know what I mean? L-E-N, L-E-A-N. L-E-A-N, yeah.
Sorry, we're trying to look up this song before we end the interview.
It should be on YouTube, at least I hope so. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the one that I had a hard time with.
Alright, well, I do appreciate that, and we're going to end this interview with the Dr. Lee song, which he said this is the one he struggled with, of trying to write it because of how fast it went, and then how low or how slow it went. So we're going to give it a listen here. I just want to make sure the volume is okay because of where we're at. Just want to check that out. It's at the same spot we were at before, so just make sure that's okay. Alright, here we go.
Groceries are so
After this
expensive.
commercial.
Gotcha.
There we go.
What you need, I'm Dr. Lean, I got that drink. Promethazine, codeine, step pink, I got drink. Fell asleep at a red light, can't drive off that drink. Bitch, I'm Dr. Lean, yeah, drink. I got what you need, I'm Dr. Lean, I got that drink. Promethazine, codeine, step pink, I got drink. Fell asleep at a red light, can't drive off that drink. Bitch, I'm Dr. Lean, yeah, drink. Mix yellow with that purple, feel like Kobe Bryant. Fuck that alcohol, fuck that alcohol. Sipping Prince, purple rain, dogs.
Hey, Steve, it's even hard for me to rap right now. Bitch, I'm Dexter in the laboratory, mixing flavors. Green soda, same color as McDonald's laters. Ooh, you can't drink this, hit the bathroom, take a leak, I got pink bitch. What you do next? Fell asleep in the backseat. Go love my own tracks, bitch, you can't match me.
That's pretty good.
This should make me fire away. Rain, I got what you need, I'm Dr. Lean, I got that drink. Promethazine, codeine, step pink, I got drink. Fell asleep at a red light, can't drive off that drink. Bitch, I'm Dr. Lean, yeah, drink.
This beat reminds me of something.
Lemonade, I got drink.
No.
Promethazine, codeine, step pink,
Mom,
I got drink.
this makes my too about
Can't drive off that drink.
bad medicine.
Dr. Lean, yeah, drink.
Bad medicine is never poison, right? Listen,
No, it's by
I
Bon Jovi.
oh, Bon Jovi, excuse me, I got the artist wrong. But listen to that. It reminds me of bad
This is
medicine.
the hard, that whole part was the hard part.
I could definitely hear the change, yeah. Yeah, I can hear the change doing that too.
And you can't change it.
Huh?
You can't change it.
I could change it.
But it's not supposed to be changed, that's how it's supposed to be. And I kind of like it how it's like that.
Yeah. Like an evening track.
That's an
Yeah.
original. That's an original. You don't do nothing to it.
Right?
Have you heard the song Lemonade by Gucci Man?
No.
Listen to that one. That beat will sound just like that one.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely have to check it out. Alright guys, well I want to thank White Widow for coming on to the Tootie Show with us today, and thank him for sharing all the inspiration stuff for us today. We really do appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Shout out to all my fans, everyone out there. Stay safe. God bless.
Bye.